Hey guys. So I know it's a little bit, we're almost a month into January of 2018. I was just going to show you some products I had used over the past year or so. I know it's a little bit late. I was going to do this like a week ago, but I'm just kind of getting to it now. So I'm just going to kind of show you some things that I'm throwing away because I see a lot of other videos of people doing it, reviewing products that they've used or have used up, things that they like and didn't like. So I'm just going to kind of show you some things that I liked or didn't like that I'm going to be trashing. Maybe something I didn't like and I didn't use it, or something that I used up and really liked it. So I'll go ahead and get started. I actually got this hydroxytone. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's the anti-acne CC cream, and I really like this. It's perfect for people who are prone to breakouts because it has acylic acid in it. And I really liked it for that reason. I feel like it wasn't like too cakey. It didn't make me like break out. Of course, it really kind of helped tone my face up. And the only thing that I didn't really like about this, it's kind of funny. This says this expired in 2016 or 18. I can't even tell. It looks like 2016, and yeah, I actually just bought this at Kohl's late this summer. Um, so yeah, can't even tell if that was expired or not. Anyhow, it was good. It worked fine. The only thing I didn't really like about it is that it just didn't really have enough coverage. It was very kind of a sheer color. I mean, it did a little bit, but I feel like it was more to help with like acne. But I just didn't feel like the coverage was enough. But overall, I really did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the pigment to it. But it felt more like a moisturizer with the tint that also just kind of helped with acne. So that's that. This one I had actually gotten from my sister-in-law. This is the Andalou Naturals Stem Cell Science Beauty Balm Sheer Tint with SPF 30 Brightening Cream. And I really like this. Um, Actually, a little bit left in here. Maybe I'll have to use that up. It's a sheer tint. So this one I'm expecting not to have a ton of coverage because it's more just for like the SPF. And kind of like a moisturizer type thing. But if you're looking for something um, that is like that, you don't really want like a lot of coverage or full coverage, like you don't want all your skin covered up and you're just looking for something sheer that kind of has SPF and a little bit of tint to it, this is a good product. My sister-in-law works at Whole Foods and she had gotten me this, and the thing that I like most about it is it has a nice scent to it. It has like an orange citrusy scent. I really like that personally. So yeah, that's that. It's of course an all natural product. Um, and yeah, it complements most skin tones. So it's kind of like a one color fits all kind of thing. So yeah, that was cool. The only thing I will say about that one is that if you have, I would say more, it's for more normal to dry skin because it did kind of make my face a little bit more oily. So I would say it's more for people on the normal to dry skin side, but it's not like overly thick or anything like that. But I would say it is for more normal to dry skin. Next item here, I have a Clearly Brighter Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Daily Moisturizer by Garnier. And I really like this cream. It's perfect for normal to combination to even oily skin. It's very light, kind of has a nice fresh scent to it, but it's not overpowering or anything like that. And yeah, it has SPF, so I think this is something that you could actually use in the morning before you put your foundation on, or you can use it before you go to bed. I'd say it works either way. And the next item here I have is the Lancome Juicy Tubes Gloss. As you can tell, I've just never used it. I got it in a swap, and I'm just like kind of going through my makeup and tossing things that I'm not using, because one of my New Year's resolutions is to just clear a lot of the clutter. Things I'm not using, I don't need, anything like that. This is one of those things I've had for a couple of years now, and I'm just not using it. Mostly, I don't really use anything that, I don't use too many things that aren't like a LipSense or Senegence brand. But mostly because of like these glasses. I mean, you take a sip of something, you eat something, and it just comes right off. So that's that one. The next one is this Eyeko London Fat Liquid Liner. And overall, I would say this is a pretty good liquid liner. The only thing is it kind of smudges more than I would like. And it doesn't last nearly as long. Like if I wipe my eyes, it kind of comes off. I mean, overall, it's a good liner. It does, last through, like if you're going swimming or you're going to a sauna or whatever, crying a lot of movies, whatever it is you do. It does last through that. But sometimes it does just have a tendency to kind of smudge. Usually by the end of the workday. I mean, for someone like me, I'm always picking at my eyes because I got something in my eyes, and it's like kind of starts rubbing off. Other than that, I mean, it works fine. It's a pretty decent liner. It's a thick liner, but I will say it's not really like the best liquid liner that I have used. It's just not really anything to write home about. I mean, there's a lot of hype about this Eyeko Fat liquid liner, but it just doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I mean, it works fine. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about it other than, that it does kind of have a tendency, I mean, to rub off if you rub your eyes a lot. But otherwise, yeah, it's a fine liner. I prefer my eyeliners to be more of a thin, kind of like, so I can get more of a slick look. But it has the ability to do that, because, I mean, you can make a thin line or a bigger line, but it's more on the bigger side. So that's that. I'm just getting rid of it because I've had this at least more than 6 months. And generally speaking, you want to, if you're using an eyeliner consistently, you want to toss every 3 to 4 months, just because eye infections and stuff like that. And for someone like me, I have a lot of eye allergies. I've had pink eye. And honestly, I've ended up having to toss my makeup every single time I've had it, or anything that touches your eyes, you really want to be careful with. Especially liquid liners, they tend to get a lot of bacteria in them. Like liquid products that go around the eyes in general. Like if you have cream eyeshadows, mascara is another one. Mascara is a big one. It's just like these liquid liners. You want to toss your mascara every 3 to 4 months just because of that too. And, especially if you're storing these in kind of moist places like your bathroom, they tend to be a breeding ground for bacteria. So that's something to watch for. Otherwise, it's a decent eyeliner. It's just not like the best one that I've had, but it is a decent liner. So there's that. Next one here, I have this Tarte Energy Lip Surgeons gloss. It was alright. I mean, it's just like a clear lip gloss. Just didn't really do anything for me. I mean, it's just, it's a fine gloss, but, it's another one of those that just kind of comes right off after you eat or drink something. And another one here, it's an older Posh product. This is the Posh Zit Zapper. It works just fine. Again, I've tried several different kind of anti-acne spot treatments, and I actually don't really have too much acne now. When I have switched hormonal birth control methods, I've had issues with breakouts. Like when I was on Depo, Depo really caused me to break out a lot, and I was using a lot of these kinds of products. But yeah, I mean, again, this one wasn't really anything to write home about. I mean, it worked okay, but I wouldn't say it worked any better than a drugstore Zit Zapper that you could probably get for under $10. I think this Posh item retails for at least 13 to 15 bucks if they still have it. But yeah, you can get like Neutrogena or Garnier, um, any of those drugstore brands that have like the spot treatment. You can get it for, you know, a lot cheaper than you could from Posh. It just works the same in my opinion. Next item I have here is this Mr. Right Now. It's like an Ipsy liner that I got. I just never reached for it. It's like a pencil type thing. I usually don't use pencils. See, look at this. You can't see. Where is the liner? I mean, look at that. Where is the liner? Okay, here we go. Okay. So now we can see the liner a little bit more. I had to press on it. So that's kind of what that looks like. See, I mean, you have to really press this. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Yeah, you have to really push on this for this to work. Yeah, so that's that. It's kind of, I just never really reached for it. I don't really use a lot of crayons. See, as you notice, I'm wearing like black crayon liner like this that I also had gotten from Ipsy. I think it's by Tarte. I'll review that one later. I think I may have showed you in an unboxing type thing or my review mail videos. I think I showed you that, and it's kind of like this. And I really prefer liquid liners because for one, they stay longer. They tend to be waterproof. They don't smudge. I mean, the one I'm wearing now doesn't really smudge too much, but it's hard to get a very precise line with the crayons versus the liquid liners, in my opinion. So, next one I got, I've only used a few times, and this is by e.l.f. And e.l.f. usually has good products, but if you see this, this has gotten all gunky inside. This is supposed to be an eyebrow and eyelash primer, I think. And look at this. It's gotten all like kind of gunky inside, kind of like brown and gunky. It's kind of nasty looking there. You can kind of see that a little bit. It's kind of gunky. So that's the reason I'm throwing that out. Looks like a breeding ground for bacteria. This one is a Pixi highlighter. And again, this is a cream. And I'm tossing it just because, as I mentioned before, you know, you really should toss anything that you're using around your eyes. The exception is eyeshadow. Eyeshadow can last forever as long as you're cleaning it, even like once every 6 months to a year if you're sanitizing your eyeshadow palette, sanitizing your brushes. Then those things can last quite a while. But anything like cream, liquid that's used around your eyes, you should really be tossing every 3 to 6 months. So it's one of those things. I've had this probably for close to 2 years by now. So that's that. Next one here is this PBJ smoothie stick. Again, nothing really wrong with the color. I just have not used this. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty, but I just really... It's very light, and this smells like a crayon. You know that crayon smell? If you guys were kids, you remember smelling a crayon? This is what that smells like. But it's just one of those things where again, it doesn't really stay on my lips. So, some of these other things here are just some like, kind of like Japanese Daiso Dollar Tree type eyeshadows. And they are very, very pretty. They're pigmented. You can see that right there. They're pigmented. But the thing with these, and any sort of like very, very glitter eyeshadow like this, is that I've had problems with the glitter in these things getting inside my eye. And it's not fun. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. It is like a $1 item. You know, it's like $1. It's a Dollar Tree type eyeshadow. It's made in the USA, but it's just it's one of those things that you just have to be careful with as far as your eyes, because I've seen some crazy videos where people have gotten glitter in their eyes, and it's just I'll just put it this way. It's not something that you really want to have happen to you if you have actual glitter. And I'm not talking just pigmented eyeshadows, but actual glitter in your eyeshadow sticks. There's like been some horror stories. You can Google those. I'll leave that to you, but I would just be careful with those. Next one here I got when I had the Allure box. It's a L'Oreal Paris. It's like a lip gloss. And what's this one on here on this side? Lip gloss and a like a, I don't even remember what this is, like a primer. I just never really reached for this. I just never really reached for it. Never used it. Next one here is the Kailyn Extreme Matte Tint Pure Lust. This is just like a it's very popular. It's just like one of those like liquid lipsticks or whatever. The name's escaping me. Sorry guys, it's 12 a.m. So, but yeah, it's one of those like liquid lipsticks, and it's alright. It didn't really like do a whole lot for me. So, next one I have here is this Too Faced phone looking type palette. I've gotten this to use in a swap, and just never used it. So in the trash it goes. Can't even say for the product, but I'm just being real careful with using items that are used. So again, the eyeshadow here, the eyeshadow crayons. This one is a lot of people have probably tried this out. This is a Mary Kay powder. Facial powder, and I've just had it for quite a while. Haven't really used it. It works just fine. You know, it's a great powder. It's you know, if you're looking for more of a sheer, not like a cakey face. If you're just looking for kind of a sheer powder, it works great. I just had it for way too long, and I just need to like toss things. So this is just another eyeshadow crayon. This one. And this isn't cheap. This is the Tony Moly brand, I believe. And I got this in a swap. They sell this at makeup drugstores like Ulta. This is supposed to be like a cooling eye gel stick. And look at this. I've had this for a year at most, maybe. And it's all freaking dried out. Look at that. It's all dried out and gunky and gross. So, in the trash it goes. Okay, another Mary Kay item I've had for way too long is this Time Wise Firming Eye Cream. Works just fine. If you're looking for like something to kind of help with the wrinkles here, it works just fine. No bones to pick about that. And this is a an under eye cream. You can use this as like a highlighting powder, but it's just like kind of a color concealing stick, and it works fine. I just haven't reached for it in a while, and I'm just gonna be tossing it because it's been collecting dust. Like some of these items have just collected dust. I'm not using it. Time the trash. And the next item here I have is this Desert Essence Blemish Touch Stick Concealer. This is a good product. It has tea tree oil in it, and it really helps with like acne spots, acne breakouts, zits, anything like that. It really helps work for that, and it helps like conceal a spot too, without like making the problem worse, like a lot of concealers. And like I mentioned with this Posh product, now this is a good example of a drugstore item that you can buy for a lot less. I think I only paid $4 for this. I actually got this at Grocery Outlet. Yeah, it's $4, and it works the same as this Posh Zit Zapper. That's probably like $15. So just saying. Okay, next item I have here is this Bridget Lasting Brown Liquid Eyeliner, and I got this in a Japanese beauty box. I believe it was No Make No Life, and I normally really like the Japanese liquid liners. They're really good. They're highly waterproof. They make a very precise line. They last forever. But this one I just wasn't very impressed with. I mean, it has a nice thin tip. But look at this. I mean, the color is just like, I don't know. I mean, it's applying better here now. But when I apply this to my eyes, I mean, the color is just not dark enough. Like, it looks okay actually on my hand, but when I was using this on my eyes, it just, you know, the way it's doing this, like if you can see here, can't really see it as much, but maybe I'll try it again. Now you guys get to look at that shit on my eyes. Anyway, so good thing it's right before bedtime. So the next one I have here is this Rimmel London Scandaleyes eyeshadow crayon stick thing. I think I got this in a swap. I just never really used it. Wasn't really a huge fan of the color. That's kind of what that looks like. Yeah, just kind of just really haven't reached for it. Another one of those glittery eyeshadow sticks. This is an e.l.f. eyelid primer. It works just fine. I think you can get it for like $3. And the reason I'm just kind of getting rid of this is because it's just been sitting around collecting dust, as you may be able to see right here. This one is a Vita Libera Luxury Tan. It's pretty much out, and it works fine. But I would say, like, you can get a drugstore tanner and have it work just as well. I mean, like, a lot of problem with a lot of these things is they're very streaky. You know, so I wouldn't say this is any better than a drugstore brand. I mean, it does sort of leave streaks, so you really just have to kind of lather it on your legs or wherever you're applying it. This is the Pacifica eyeshadow. This is like when I very first joined Ipsy, like 2014-15. And that's kind of why I'm getting rid of it. I mean, it's just like I haven't reached for it. You know, I haven't used it or anything, so there's that. And then another Mr. Right Now eyeliner. This is like a purple color. See, look at that. It just broke right off. So, I mean, in order to get the color of these things, you would, like, at least for me, I have to, like, apply it hard. And, yeah, I mean, as you can see the first time, it just, like, broke right off. So, yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of that. Okay, the last couple items here. Another glitter eyeliner stick. And this one is a Physicians Formula liquid eyeliner. It works just fine. The Sexy Booster Cat Eye Collection. It works just fine. I just had this sitting around too long, and it's just time to go. Just because I don't want to have to worry about pink eye or bacteria. I mean, I've had this for probably close to 2 years. It's time to go. So there's that. All right, the last two items I have for you is the Avocado Lip Therapy. Just haven't really reached for it. I've had it sitting around quite a while. So yeah, it's time to go. And this one is really quite old. It's the Mark It's a Glow, and it's a lot like the other items, the other tanner I just showed you. Only I've just had this one sitting around for way too long, and it's time to go. But it works comparatively to the Vita Liberata Luxury Tan. So it's the same kind of thing. It works just fine, but I've had it forever, so it's time to go. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for my kind of my New Year's makeup destashing. And I'm gonna come at you a little bit later with some review videos. I'm expecting a couple more review boxes coming in. So yeah, that's finally got around to doing my review, my year in review kind of makeup destashing haul, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you next time.